When you're starting or growing a nonprofit organization, you've got to learn how to tell your nonprofit story effectively and succinctly. Here's why. In today's attention economy, people are seeing up to 10,000 branded messages per day, which means there's a good chance awareness about your cause is just going to slip through the cracks. So in this Changemaker Cafe episode, I'm going to talk through an easy 3-sentence formula that will help you grab people's attention quickly and help them see how important your mission is so that you can win over their support in a noisy world. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content on nonprofits, fundraising, and more. And thank you to Click and Pledge, as always, for sponsoring this video. Ready? Let's get curious. All right, so here's the deal. You know your organization's mission is important, but other people might not. What I love about this 3-sentence formula is that it's going to give you a tool to use when talking to potential donors, to grant funders, or community members when you're out and about. It's concise, it's compelling, and it could be the difference between someone taking interest and wanting to learn more or having your message go in one ear and out the other, so to speak. And it's so easy you can teach it to your team or your board members to use when talking about your organization too. So now I'm going to take you sentence by sentence in our 3-sentence formula. And just for fun, I would love for you to drop your sentence ideas in the comments as we go. So maybe folks can give each other feedback here. And for each of the 3 sentences in our formula, I'll share the format and purpose of the sentence. I'll provide an example and I'll share a few tips about why it's important. Let's start with sentence number 1. In the first sentence of our pitch, we want to set the stage by describing the problem in the community that your organization aims to address. It sounds simple, but a lot of organizations do not do this well. They start by explaining what their organization does instead, like, we help teens access safe housing. But when you start that way, you're assuming everybody already knows that teens in your city don't have access to safe housing, or that they know the scope of the problem, who it impacts, etc. And trust me, they don't. As I mentioned before, we're bombarded with information all the time. It's just not humanly possible for everyone to know everything about all of the community and social problems in the world as much as we might try. So you have to speak as if you're educating someone who has no idea about this problem at all. And you need to avoid being overly general about it. Get specific about the problem. Don't just say teens are homeless or families are food insecure. Instead, here's how you structure sentence number 1 to be effective. It should describe the need in your community using clear, accessible language, meaning no jargon and no big or complex vocabulary words. And it should be paired with one compelling data point. Here are a few examples so you can see what I mean. Every night in our city, over 300 teens have no place to sleep. Or 1 in 3 seniors in our town live alone with no access to reliable transportation. Or maybe in our county, 1 in 5 children go to bed hungry every night because their families can't afford consistent meals. So as you can see in each of these examples, we're pairing one compelling data point, 300 teens, 1 in 3 seniors, 1 in 5 children, with a description of the challenge that the group is facing. No safe place to sleep, no access to transportation, going to bed hungry, etc. And if you don't know the data around your community issue yet, getting really knowledgeable about it is critical before starting any kind of organization or project. So go and take some time to talk to experts in your community and read about the problems from credible sources. Hopefully this is starting to get your wheels turning. All right, let's get into our second sentence in our formula. For sentence number 2, we're going to answer, what is your organization doing about this problem? People can feel hopeless or like their support won't matter if you don't paint a clear picture for them about how your organization is meaningfully addressing the problem you described in the first sentence. So using our example problem statement about how 1 in 5 kids go to bed hungry, here's what it might sound like putting sentence 1 and 2 together. In our county, 1 in 5 children go to bed hungry every night because their families can't afford consistent meals. Now we're going to add sentence 2. Our nonprofit provides weekly grocery deliveries and nutrition education to over 500 families, ensuring kids have healthy meals at home. Now, your second sentence should highlight how your organization is making headway on addressing the problem, but also describing what makes your approach unique. Is it the scale, the frequency, wraparound services, or maybe special trust you've built in your community? In our example, we talked about a unique delivery model combining grocery deliveries and nutrition education. We also talked about how we're serving 500 families, so that's showing some scale, and how the service ensures kids have not just any meals, but specifically healthy meals. So the big piece of advice I have about this sentence is just to make sure that it doesn't sound too internally focused on your organization, but rather on the outward impact that it's having. So you want to avoid saying stuff like, our staff of 5 is working diligently on this problem. That doesn't really demonstrate how your organization is having an impact externally in the community. You want to focus on that external part, what you're doing in the community, and who is benefiting from it specifically. All right, so before we bring this all home and put together our entire pitch with the third sentence in our formula, I just want to take a moment to thank the sponsor of this video, Click and Pledge. So once you get people inspired with your pitch, you're going to need a way to get their support with a fundraising platform that can help you manage donations and scale. With Click and Pledge, you're going to get a robust dashboard where you can plan your fundraising campaigns and monitor your progress. You'll get highly customizable donation forms, in-person fundraising features, text to give, peer-to-peer fundraising features that allows your own supporters to go out and raise money for you from their networks, video fundraising with donation links embedded right in your videos, donor outreach tools, which we know helps improve donor retention, a complete Salesforce integration, lots of other integrations, and even more. Some platforms charge more based on your organization's size, but Click and Pledge keeps the pricing flat no matter how big your donor list increases. Organizations really appreciate how there are no contracts and all of their solutions are included at no extra cost. You can learn more about Click and Pledge's fundraising solutions and get your first $25 monthly fee waived using the links I'll leave below this video or the QR code here. Feel free to get in contact with their team to ask questions or schedule a demo or sign it up, give it a try right now, and let me know what you think. All right, bringing it all together now. In our first sentence, we explained the problem our organization wants to solve with a data point. In our second sentence, we explained what our organization is doing to address that problem. So in our third sentence, we need to bring it all home with an emotionally impactful example. Here's the thing. Data is powerful, but nothing is going to really help people connect with your cause more than simple, authentic stories. So we're going to end with a short but emotionally impactful example of someone your nonprofit has helped, or if you're a newer organization, someone your nonprofit could hypothetically help. This will really bring your mission to life and make it feel real. So here's what that might sound like. We help people like Mary, a single mom who told us that without our support, her son wouldn't have the energy to focus in school. Now here's why this works. It's like telling a micro story that is specific and personal. People have a hard time emotionally connecting to data alone. Like if you were to say 1,000 people are food insecure, that's too abstract for some people to relate to. So by explaining how your organization's services actually matter to one person or family, you're helping build real connection and empathy. Of course, change names to protect privacy for any real clients you serve as you need to do that, but people will still get the idea. So let's bring all 3 sentences together and see what it looks like now. In our county, 1 in 5 children go to bed hungry every night because their families can't afford consistent meals. Our nonprofit provides weekly grocery deliveries and nutrition education to over 500 families, ensuring kids have healthy meals at home. We help people like Mary, a single mom who told us that without our support, her son wouldn't have the energy to focus in school. Now it's your turn. So I would love to see your organization's 3-sentence story. If you want to leave it in the comments, let's see what you're thinking. Let's get some feedback going. And I'm also curious, what did you think of this topic? Did you find it helpful? Let me know that too, because we're always trying to think of more topics we can cover on the channel. Don't forget, you can always get more content in my free weekly newsletter and resources on my website, changemakercafe.com. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next episode. I'm Amber Melanie Smith, and I'll see you later.